Hello, blooming seeds. I'm Renee, and this is Imperfect on Purpose, where I'm sharing my raw manifesting journey every day. Today is day 234 of my journey. This morning, I was still a little off from yesterday. I had a big headache yesterday, and honestly, I was pretty bummed that I didn't get a lot done because it really discourages me. But then, when I started thinking about my channel, I felt encouraged again because I really love the manifesting space and it brings me a lot of joy. This is the roller coaster of a process that I'm on every day, plugging along, imperfect as ever. Some days I feel on fire, and other days I wonder, what am I even doing? So this morning I wrote out the version of myself that I know is already here. I'm healthy and strong at 155 pounds. I go to the temple weekly. I pray and meditate daily. I write letters every day. I exercise, eat healthy, and I actually love eating healthy. I share thoughts on Imperfect on Purpose, no matter what. So when I picture this version of me, I feel it. I feel healthy. I feel peaceful, abundant, giving, thankful, passionate, and loving. And I see it in the reality around me too. I see a fully redone castle house with new roof and solar, the renovated attic space to give us a really cool man town, built out gardens, a quail pen, and even a Wallapini garden in the yard. My other properties are cash flowing. I'm driving a burnt orange Ioniq 5, and every year I take my family on a big trip. That's the vision. That's the reality I'm stepping into. Then the limiting beliefs show up. This is going to take a lot more money. I don't know. How will this ever make money? I don't know if I can do this. I'm boring. What do I have to share that matters? Why would anyone care what I have to say? How am I going to replace my income? I should have just stayed at my job. That's the noise I'm fighting with. I asked myself, what are my fears and what are my doubts? And that's what came to me. So I paused to meditate. And here's what my meditation gave me today. I am already independently wealthy and abundant. I don't have to earn this. It's already who I am. My only job is to have the desire and then remove the resistance. Desire minus the resistance equals reality. And here's the breakthrough. Money is not and never was the desire. Money is just the obstacle my brain adds to the desire. For example, if my desire is to travel with my family, the limiting belief says you can't do that without money. So suddenly money gets added to my vision, when really the true desire is travel, connection, and adventure. That's exactly what happened with my castle house. My logical brain said, you want a big house, that's a lot more money. Once you earn more money, then you can buy one. And so I would waver back and forth thinking about money instead of my vision. But despite all of my imperfections and my messy days, the castle has manifested anyway. And here's how it's unfolded. The house was underpriced. I knew this when I saw it. And then after the appraisal came in for $70,000 more than what I'm paying, it was confirmed. Friends, this just doesn't happen. I do real estate, and even my loan officer was like, I never see this. He must have said that to me 5 times. But I know that that was the universe just giving me a small nod, encouraging me when I was kind of freaking out as I was making the offer and going forward with this house when I haven't even sold the house I'm in. There were also multiple offers on this house, but our plain and simple offer was accepted. We kind of laugh about it now because, yes, I'm a real estate agent and I had a relationship with the agent who was a listing agent. We've done a couple deals, and from that relationship, she just garnered that, oh, Renee will be able to close it, and she's got this, right? And so I don't know if she pushed for our offer, but I do know that there were 4 offers. I do know that we weren't the highest offer, but for whatever reason, the sellers thought we were the safest offer. Then there's my family, who has resisted every other property that I've put before them over the past 2 years. I've had this idea for a long time, and every time I brought it up or would show people, I was kind of dismissed, or yeah, it was just not going to happen. But this time around, when I walked in the house, because I went to see it first alone, I knew it was going to be our house. I basically didn't even finish looking at the house before I started calling up the family and saying, hey, we're buying this house. So maybe it was my confidence that brought everybody around, but surprisingly, there's been absolutely no resistance. And finally, most recently, there was a title issue that came up. So the property we're buying, the Catholic Church owns, and the Catholic Church is notoriously slow whenever they're, doing their real estate deals and selling their properties, because they have to have meetings and sign-offs, and they had some deed restrictions on the deed that they wanted to convey when we buy it, and my bank said that's a no-go. And the other agent was pretty upset because she was figuring this is going to be like a 1 to 2 month delay. And I really just wasn't worried. I just somehow knew that this was going to be my house. My husband was a little nervous. The kids were nervous. I was just like, no. I said, either it's going to work out or it's not. And I'm not going to worry about it because I know the universe already has an answer. And in less than a day, the attorney called back and said, yep, they're going to remove it. And when I told the other agent, she was absolutely shocked. Like, she could not get over the fact that it was resolved so quickly. So just to reiterate, there was no sudden income boost. There was no magical check, just alignment. And today, as I write this, I'm 6 days away from owning my castle house. So this brings me back to my last thought for this entry. My February vision that I wrote down way back February 2nd has already 99.9% come true. Almost everything I wrote back there as a dream has manifested. There's only one thing that is outstanding, and that's my health. So I've decided I need that to be the next thing that I look to rewire my limiting beliefs on my health. So I jotted down a few that I could think of right off the top of my head, things that I say out loud, not only to myself. I'm addicted to sugar. It's too hard to lose weight. I don't have self-control, and it's in my genes. So I know what I need to do. And so I'm going to start getting on reprogramming my mind, holding the desire, and releasing the resistance. Because that formula does not change. You just have to have the desire, remove the resistance, and your dream reality will manifest. So that's where I'm heading, blooming seeds, one step, one day at a time. This is it for day 234. So if you take anything from my messy, honest entry from today, let it be this. You don't have to figure out how. You don't have to earn abundance. You just need to live in it imperfectly, and the universe will line up the rest. Until next time, let's live, love, and grow. Bye.